All right, in this video, we are going to talk about the data input stream and the data output stream class. So just like with file input and file output stream, file input stream and file output stream, and buffered input stream and buffered output stream, right? These two class, the data output stream and data input stream class are child classes of filter input stream or filter output stream, which in turn is a child class of input stream and output stream. Okay, so data output stream. So it has its own sort of special usage, and the main usage for the data input stream and data output stream classes is for reading and writing data of primitive types, so like int and double, right? And you can also use string, which is not exclusively a primitive type, but it has methods in there for reading and writing string data. And that is reading and writing to and from binary files, okay? So one of the main advantages of that is that the files created are machine independent. So you could write this data to a file on one machine and then bring it to another type of machine and read it just fine. So that is a very nice thing to have, because if you've never swapped back and forth between different operating systems, sometimes you'll know things that don't work out very nicely. For instance, in just one example that you might have seen already in using the scanner class is that if you are on a Windows machine and you hit the enter button, that'll get encoded as a /r/n inside of a scanner object. Whereas if you're on, say, like Linux or an Apple machine, you'll get just /n. Okay. There, so that is machine dependent. It varies on what machine you are. So this is a way to write that data to files that's machine independent. You can port it from one machine to the next. All right, so as far as in the data input stream class, there's three methods that we'll talk about: read UTF, read int, and read double. Those three methods are used to read string, int, and double data, okay, respectively. And then in the data output stream class, there is the write UTF, write int, and write double methods. Those are commonly used to write string data, int data, and double data, as you might expect. Okay. All right, and so let's just take a look at how this would work, and you'll see that it's fairly similar. We're going to start with data output stream example. All right, so in this example, I am going to write this little data file right to the to disk. Okay, so you can see it has some strings in there, it has some ints in here, and it has some doubles. And now, when you are using this data output stream and data input stream, the organization, right, of the file has to be consistent, right? In other words, all the things that you write here have to be strings, all ints, or all doubles, okay? So if you start mixing it up, you're going to get some unexpected results. So that is one of the downsides to the data output stream class. Everything has to be consistent. The file has to be consistent in that way, okay? All right, so here's how we would do this. First, we're going to do file output stream and data output stream to generate our binary file with the data in there. So here I create a file output stream, just like I did before, and I'm going to write this to a file called output.bin, bin. And then what I'm going to do is take that file output stream and pass it to the constructor of a data output stream object. So I just kind of think of this as I am wrapping a data output stream around this file output stream object, okay? And notice I'm using the try with resources, right, to take advantage of all the automatic closing that will do, okay? All right, so then what I do is I start, so this DOS is my data output stream object, and then I start writing to the file. So here I'm creating the streams, right? Here I'm going to use the streams. In this case, I'm going to write all this data. And you can kind of see how I write it, right? I write the string first, then the int data, then the double data, right? String, int, double, string, int, double, okay? All right, and in the writing process, I do have to catch this exception, right? The IO exception. All right, and over here you'll notice, right, if I hit refresh, that output.bind is not here in my directory. So I'm going to run this, compile it, and run it. All right, and you can see it generated this file, output.bind. All right, I'm going to take a look at it. You're going to have to open it in binary mode in JGrasp, and you can see there is the binary file. You can see, you can actually read those strings. Those are written right with character encodings, so JGrasp recognizes that character encoding. You can see the other things are not written in that manner. Okay. Let's see, what do we have here? What are some of these? Yeah, so you can see here is 5, right? So you can see that 5 right here. And then -17, that's probably going to be fairly, that's after Placido Polanco, so that's over here. All right, so that's how that gets encoded, okay? So you can see it generates that binary file. So that binary file, you can pick it up, right, put it on another machine, so on, and it should work just fine. All right, so next up, now I am going to use the DataInputStream class to read that data from the file, okay? So here I create a file input stream object, and then again I wrap it in a data input stream object. So right here, FIS, right, file input stream, that goes as an argument to the constructor for the data input stream. So I'm creating my stream. Here I'm going to read, okay? So here I just set up a little for loop, and I already know the number of records, so I didn't do anything fancy there. I just know that I'm going to read 3 times, right, because I know what the data file looks like. And then I'm just going to format the data according to this string. And here you can see is where I'm actually reading the data. All right, so I'm going to take this data input stream, read UTF, that's going to get the string in the first string that's stored, and then put it into this spot right here in the format string. Then read int is going to read that integer, read double is going to read that double. So when I run it, it should display, read that file and display the data set there, okay? So if the data that you've got is only data of primitive types and string, then you can, and it's formatted in a very consistent way, you can use DataInputStream and DataOutputStream to read and write that data to disk. Okay, so that that is convenient, right? If you have that. In the next video, we're going to talk about a different way to do that, and we're slowly, as we go through this, we'll get kind of more sophisticated. You probably, I don't know, I'm sure this is used, right, in various places, but in like a really modern application, you probably aren't going to do it this way. You probably are going to do it with a database, right? And at the very end of this section on file input and output, we will talk about database input and output. All right, so that's it for this one.